Meredith's taking a stand, but it's kind of nerve-wracking to see her and Mark mugging each other across the courtroom.
Yeah. He was really rude and mean to me, and he doesn't care.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not one bit.
I don't care. So now I don't care.
Okay. Separate.
Yeah.
So
Go
you
to
got
your corners.
You got 3 questions
Yeah.
from the room and 3 questions from the listening audience to get to know a little bit about Meredith. You get 1 tap out when it gets uncomfortable for you. You can tap out and plead the 5th. And you got your boomerang that you can spring back on the room.
Mm-hmm. Dobby hates that, by the way.
I don't know whose idea that was.
I think it was yours. I want to say it came from you.
That makes sense.
Mark is first.
Yes.
My question is, who is the most inappropriate person you've ever fantasized about?
Wow.
Inappropriate. Oh.
I got a funny feeling you're going to use this today.
I accidentally, because it wasn't intentional. I had a sex dream about a neighbor last night. I woke up and I was like, oh my God.
Last night?
Last night I woke, so that was inappropriate.
Yeah.
That was very inappropriate. And you know why? Because I was watching the Kardashians last night, and Khloe was all upset about Tristan cheating, and they went in on the situation. So I fell asleep right after that, in between the BET Awards and that show. And I think I started dreaming about cheating, and I started dreaming about sleeping with one of the neighbors.
Wow.
And I woke up and I was like, okay.
Do you talk to this neighbor often?
Yes.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I know. So it's very strange.
Neighborhood watch.
So does this make
Yeah.
it? Does it make it weird for Anthony now? Cause
Oh, he doesn't know.
oh,
I've been
you didn't say. Oh yeah.
I didn't wake him up and go, hey, babe. Hey, wake up.
Me and Phil got it on in my dreams. Wow.
So he does not know, although I have a feeling I will be getting a text here shortly.
Yeah, you and Phil, really? Wow. Okay.
These
damn.
microphones are on, just to let you know.
Yeah, you just told on yourself. All right, Meredith.
Yeah.
They say that when you die, you meet St. Peter at the pearly gates to get in. And, of course, he's going to have all of your accomplishments, everything you've done well in life on this long list of goods for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to say Meredith. And it's going to have a chart. And it's going to have all the good that you've done with Aubrey and Anthony and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But what's something that you are worried about being on the other side of that chart on the back?
The neighbor.
The neighbor. I'm trying to think. I've done some bad stuff, especially in my teenage years. Like, remember I told you I stole from a church one time?
Yes.
When I was, yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, he ain't gonna like that.
Yeah, that'll be on the list. Like, you stole from who? The Baptist? What?
That's my boy.
Okay, on the list.
I got my finger on the plead the 5th if you want to tap out, because this is the bad one. This is the list. Like, what's on the list that might keep you out of heaven?
Probably doing one of my exes really dirty and wrong. And
Wrong enough to be on the list?
Yeah, what'd you do?
well, I mean, it was not right, and obviously I knew better. Yeah, it was so I was seeing one of my exes, and I was still talking to somebody else at the same time. And then we broke up, and then I went out one night and decided to have a little rendezvous with somebody. And then I got back together with my ex, and he specifically wanted to know if I had been with anybody else or anything like that. And I kept that to myself till apparently right now. So, yeah, well, I feel like that would be on the list just because that's not being...
I think she's trying to throw us a bone.
What? That's...
I halfway through the story,
You
I
want
was
me
like,
to say I
"No,
murdered
this is
circles
not
over
it."
there?
You want me to
She's
say I murdered
there's a lot of-
somebody?
lot of
Like,
yip
that didn't
yap.
happen.
I mean, if you murdered somebody, I'd be like, that's a good thing on the list.
I mean, I haven't, like,
All right, that's fine. You
robbed a house or anything.
Nah, I can't say everybody in this room was in it. I ain't gonna point any fingers. I'm just saying, maybe somebody in here got that kind of experience. Dobby, you
A
next.
little B&E.
Yeah. Some people ain't above a B&E.
But I feel
Okay.
like cheating would be on the list.
Cheating would be on the list.
Stealing
Right.
from a church is definitely on the list.
Yeah, your list is getting long on that other side. I don't think you an easy win.
So, other stuff, it's not that heavy. Though.
All right.
I tried to live my life.
You
a
might get
certain
some
way.
purgatory.
I'm not perfect though. That's for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, Meredith, my question is, I see your hustle. I see you do the radio thing, and you go and you do your TV, HSN. You've been doing that pretty much as long as I've known you. My question is, let's say your contract here at the radio station is up, and HSN wants to offer you full-time position, similar money, similar hours. Would you leave radio for TV?
Leave us?
Yeah, us. And if she says yes, it's because of Mark.
Oh, Mark, you did it.
Sorry.
Well, my first love is really radio. I knew at a young age that I wanted to be in radio, so I don't know if I would leave. I would have to be paid a substantial amount of money in order for me to leave something that I love so much.
You say that at every contract.
But that, it's funny you said that. But that being said, I would be starting over a whole new career. So making the linear move, I don't really feel like it equals out because I would be starting over. You know what I mean? Here,
Mama, she's saying mama about her paper.
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's also I genuinely love working at Wild. I post about it quite often because I reflect on the show even as I drive away, and I love working on the Freak Show with most of you guys. No, I really
2 out of
do.
3 ain't bad.
Never know. Everybody can't be your friend.
I really do. This is like my favorite thing. I can't believe it. You know, we get to wake up and do this every single day. So for me to leave something that I genuinely love so much, and I love working with each and every single one of you guys, even not on the morning show, like people also here at the radio station, it would have to be a big jump in
gotta be worth
something.
it.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
They could give you a contract for TV, but it got to be worth it. No. Plead the Fifth is going on. Let's see here. We got
Wow.
texts and calls
What's a wow?
coming in.
You're making me nervous.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you going to find out. You
What's
going
a
to learn
wow?
today. 888-429-0941. We want text or calls.
Yeah,
What we
let's do
doing?
this text. The
Okay.
one that you pointed out.
Why you got to make it me point it out?
Damn it.
Somebody wrote it. I just read the text.
Yeah, somebody out the 727 says, Meredith, what is the most sexual thing that you have ever done that is so nasty that it surprised you that you even did it?
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Oh god. Oh man.
Man.
Oh jeez.
I got my finger on the button.
Oh Lord.
Not that button.
Oh, having flashbacks right now. Yeah, I've done a lot of things.
Wow, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
please.
Are these things going to be on St. Peter's list?
As a matter of fact, maybe. Yeah. Well,
That you can't believe you did it, though. You're like, I don't believe.
well, just because
I
I'm
did that.
surprised and could be proud.
True.
At the same time.
I don't like how you giggling.
Yeah.
Is this going to turn us against you? Like, oh, my God.
Or turn
Meredith.
you on towards me. No. Yeah. Lots of toys. Lots
What
of
do you
toys in the bedroom.
Why now, man? Give us specifics,
they
now,
were-
damn it. Don't be giving us these old general, like,
Okay. Toy, something that rhymes with schmildo in the bedroom.
stuff. Right.
Stuff
To-
that's-
on a dude?
Not on a dude. Him enjoying that with me.
Oh.
I have
That
done
ain't-
a
I'm
pro-
waiting for it to get dirty.
I've
'cause-
That's
done-
what I'm saying. Like, that's
Yeah,
normal.
It's very G-rated.
I've done a very close prostate check
Oh.
before.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, he asked for that, so
Really?
that was good for him, not for me.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, we don't want no more.
That was it.
You ruined it with that.
I mean that, but it's true. Prostate.
Really?
It's there.
Did you use a glove?
No.
Next time she's stirring Anthony's soup, he's gonna be like, oh, man.
That's not sexy to put on a glove right in the middle.
It ain't sexy to do what you just said you did either. I know only my doctor do that, and he got a glove.
By the way, if you talk to any guy that actually enjoys that, they say it's the most powerful orgasm you can ever have. It's just like a little pressure right there.
I
and
heard
it's like-
they say that too, but they don't never say it to you in person. It's always written in some report. Nah.
Other stuff like
Nah, that's all right. We don't want no more.
okay.
They said the
The
there
yeah,
it is.
yeah. I like a
Wow.
lot of stuff. Tying up, adding fruit, ice, any kind of edibles.
All right, Meredith. We don't want to know no more. Okay?
It's true.
You giving us too much. You can plead the fifth.
Wow.
All right. Let's see here. We got a phone call. It says Natonia. Natonia, you got a question for Meredith?
Yeah. Okay, Meredith. Who is the hardest person in Anthony's family to get along with?
Ooh. You going to get her in trouble.
Okay. Let's hear this.
Everybody gets along pretty well because here's what happened. Anthony's mother and father, they started dating. They got pregnant really fast, like in their 20s, like early 20s. So they ended up breaking up a little later after that. And then each one of them found significant others. So Anthony's family is very big. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and even the families just still get along today. Like we constantly text each other and call each other. So there's really
but
no
who's
beef.
the hardest?
But I will say,
Out of
many
everybody.
moons ago, Anthony's mother got very mad at me when we first started dating because
She ain't want no hussy like you in the house.
probably
That makes sense.
Right.
She smelled your fingers.
I saw you in front of Tiger Woods' house with
Yeah.
your shirt off.
Yeah,
She
that's
smelled
not
your
good.
fingers and was like, yeah, she can't be up in this house.
Oh, well, she got mad because I mentioned her on air with a story one time, and she got livid and
Yeah.
like was upset, called Anthony. And this was, I didn't know my future mother-in-law, and I felt really bad, so I tried to drop off flowers, and she wasn't there. It was like a big mess. So everybody gets along fine, but right when we first started dating, maybe I messed things up.
She wasn't checking for you.
No,
Mm-mm.
not very much.
Wow.
I hurt her feelings.
So she's going to get mad again because you just mentioned
I
it.
Sure
didn't-
did.
I
You
didn't
just
bring up
mentioned it
why.
again. Yeah, you gonna be a and you hooked up with Phil. In the
Oh,
grave.
Phil.
Yeah, the neighbor. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Phil.
Wow. Anthony go through a lot.
Yeah, poor Anthony.
We need to give him.
You
a
know he
break.
hates these.
Yeah, he does. He only got to go through one every 4 weeks.
One Monday a
but
month.
still, Damn. Oh wow. All right. So you still got your plea. I'm shocked that you still got it.
Do I have my boomerang? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you
So, I got it.
Doesn't she have one more?
You
or
have
does
one more
it?
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One
go
more
ahead,
question.
ask.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is an easy one. Meredith, if you could say one thing to each person to get off your chest, what would it be?
In the room
Yeah,
or in general?
In the room.
Mark's a douche, but he already knows that. He's taking a beating today.
I really don't care.
Okay,
It's
there you
fine.
go. So Mark doesn't care. To get off my chest, with Orlando, probably nothing. We're pretty good. Honestly, there's no beef there. Don't look at me like that, Buck. I'm serious.
The lies.
The only
lies.
person I dislike in the room right now, genuinely, would be Mark. So I don't have beef with like anybody else besides Mark,
Yeah.
because he was intentionally trying to hurt me this weekend, which he admitted to. So I don't have beef with anybody, and there's no and I don't have anything to get off my chest. But I do want to boomerang something,
Okay.
Ooh.
which was Orlando's question.
What was
My
it?
question, which was
The pearly white gates.
When you're in front of St. Peter, all your good is on the list.
Yes.
But what are you afraid of that's going to be on the other side?
I have to go first.
Yeah, clockwork.
What'd you do?
I mean, I've said it before. I think the worst thing was, I went into a church when I was younger with a few of my friends, and we just caused damage, a little bit of damage. And I'm not really happy about that at all.
What kind of damage?
Oh, jeez. I mean, that was. Why do I have to go into specifics?
I want to know what type.
What's on the list, man? What's going to keep you out of heaven?
Man, this is brutal. I hate thinking about this. We went in there. We rode our bikes inside the church, and like all around the church, and then we took like pop and chips and stuff, and just made a mess. Destroyed the basement. Horrible. I hate it. So that's mine.
Wow.
Yeah, Peter's not gonna like that.
Yeah. Wow. St. Peter's going to be really
I mean,
like yours is
seriously.
worse than any of hers.
I know.
He's like, really in the church?
I know. It was wrong. I was
Um,
hanging out with bad kids. That's why.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Honestly, I don't think mine is that. Well, I mean, it's more honorable than anything else because I wasn't a stand-up dude. Every year I would host an awards show in New York called the Sin Awards, like for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
At least for 6 years prior to this happening. And my dad passed in November of 2014. And the editor of that magazine, who was a mentor and one of the greatest friends I've ever had, was battling cancer. And he was in remission, and he was looking forward to me coming, and he called me, and I kind of didn't want to, I just didn't feel like talking. It was November, and my dad had just passed, and I was just like, ugh. And I knew that he would let me out of it if I asked him to, but any year before there was no way I would ever not be there for him, because I did a lot for him during that award show to take a lot of heat off of him. And it was just got quiet on the phone, and he was like, "You're not feeling it, are you?" And I was like, in me, I was like saying, "You got to battle through. Just do it. You do it for him all the time. Just do it." And I was like, "Nah, man, I ain't gonna be able to make it." And he was crushed, but he let me know. Other people let me know, and he passed away.
Oh.
And that was the last opportunity that he and I could have done the awards together after doing them for 6 years together. And he passed. And I always think that I'm going to have to answer for that. Like, because I could have been there for somebody and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's like in the back of my head.
Eats away at you.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to explain that to St. Peter. He's like, "You just lay it on the couch, you punk." You punk.
You just relax.
You punk, son. Y'all don't even think you need to come in here. Like, so that's, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Mine, I kind of touched on last week on my Plead the Fifth. We jumped somebody who really didn't deserve it. I think about it often. He got hurt pretty bad, and he turned out, I ended up getting kind of cool with him, and he was a good dude, man. And he never really even brought it up either. Like, we talked about it once or twice.
To bring it up.
Just kind of passively.
Like, I don't remember you.
Yeah.
I ain't even point you out. I don't remember that asshole.
Yeah, that's more than anything. I look back on it. It was unnecessary, and he got roughed up pretty bad.
He's still here in town?
I don't know. I haven't really kept up with him.
You know, you could come clean and make yourself feel better.
No,
You
we
should
ended up
apologize.
getting cool,
Right.
and
But he needs
we're
apologize.
I mean, you
straight.
should really bring it up and address it. Say,
I will
"Hey, man."
when you talk to the pastor of that church.
Damn.
But you didn't
I
set
ain't
yourself up for that. Damn.
Orlando and the Freak Show.